last lecture we have completed the chapter definite integration, and after completing definite integration, today we are going to proceed with the seventh chapter, which is being called to be as the application of a definite integration. Application of a definite integration. When I have started with the chapter definite integration, I have explained what is the use of studying a definite integration. याद है बड़ा तुम लोग को? What is the use of studying the chapter definite integration? Definite integration. And at that time, I explained that by using a definite integration, by using a definite integration, we can determine we can determine the area, we can determine the area between the curve and the x-axis, and we can also determine the area between the curve and y-axis. That means whenever we want to find the area between the curve and x-axis, between the curve and x-axis, so that area it can be obtained. That area it can be obtained only by using a definite integration. Only it can be obtained by using a definite integration. So here one should make a note of that. Okay, the first application of a definite integration is it is being useful. It is being useful for finding the area. It is being useful for finding the area between the curve, area between the curve and the axis. And the second application is with the help of a definite integration. I repeat, with the help of a definite integration, it is also possible that we can determine the volume. What we can determine the volume? Volume. When a curve, when it has been revolved along with the x-axis or along with the y-axis, it generates or it forms a solid. And when we want to determine the volume of a solid, so that volume of a solid, it can be obtained. It can be obtained with the help of a definite integration. It can be obtained with the help of a definite integration. So here in this chapter, we are going to study about its application. पढ़ाने के टाइम तो मैंने यहाँ पे तुम लोग को 2 एप्लीकेशंस के बारे में बताया है. One is the area, and the other one is the volume. One is the area and other one is the volume. One is the area and other one is the volume, out of which we are going to talk or we are going to study about the area. Out of the 2 applications, we are going to study only about the one application. And that one application which we are going to study, it is being called to be as area. Area under the curve. Area under the curve. But you can write down today's date. Write down the heading as application of definite integration. and in that beta you can write down the subheading as well. Area under the curve. Area under the curve. अब ये जो एरिया वाला पार्ट है ना बेटा, एरिया अंडर द कर्व, it is been based upon the formula also. It is based upon the formula. एरिया अंडर द कर्व, एरिया अंडर द कर्व, ये देखो सबसे पहले पढ़ो फर्स्ट फॉर्मूला पढ़ो, फॉर्मूला the area A, the area A bounded by the curve, bounded by the curve y is equal to f of x, bounded by the curve y is equal to f of x and x axis and x axis. सब लोग बड़ा यहाँ पे प्रॉपरली ध्यान दो, you have to determine the area, you have to determine the area, area between the curve, area between the curve and x-axis and x-axis, bounded between the lines x is equal to a and x is equal to b, bounded between the lines x is equal to a and and x is equal to b, x is equal to a and x is equal to b. क्या बोल रहा हूँ सबको समझा? is given by तो यहाँ पे ये जो है ना बड़ा टर्म x is equal to a and x is equal to b, this are called to be as the limits. These are called to be as the limits. Limits means they are the boundaries, बराबर? And by knowing that, you can see the figure number 7.4. You can see that there is a curve whose equation is given as y is equal to f of x. Y is equal to f of x and y is equal to f of x, and you can see that there are the two lines. One is x is equal to a and other is x is equal to b. Since the equation of the lines they are been given with x, therefore these two lines they are been parallel to the y axis. ये हम लोग ने स्कूल में सीखा था, ये देखो I will write on the diagram, you try to understand. This is the curve whose equation is given as y is equal to f of x. Here A and B, they represent the limits, they represent the boundaries. चलो बराबर है. And here since P and
पढ़ाई
Q,
के लिए मेहनत तो सब करते हैं, लेकिन स्मार्ट स्टडी कौन करता है? प्री एग्जाम ऐप के साथ बनाइए अपनी तैयारी सुपर स्मार्ट। प्री एग्जाम ऐप देता है वाइड रेंज के एग्जाम्स की तैयारी, जैसे जी, नीट, कैट, सीए फाउंडेशन, सीएस सीट, बैंकिंग, रेलवे, एसएससी एमबीए एंट्रेंस, एसवाईजेसी कॉम, टीवाईबी कॉम और भी बहुत कुछ। चैप्टर वाइज टेस्ट्स एंड मॉक टेस्ट्स, डिटेल्ड परफॉर्मेंस एनालिसिस, और अब तैयारी होगी एकदम परफेक्ट। कहीं भी कभी भी पढ़ाई करें। और एक विशाल क्वेश्चन बैंक आपकी तैयारी को बनाए आसान। इंस्टेंट इवैल्यूएशन से तुरंत जानिए अपनी परफॉर्मेंस और पाएं पर्सनलाइज्ड फीडबैक। तो अब देरी किस बात की? प्री एग्जाम ऐप डाउनलोड करें और अपने नाम से रजिस्टर्ड करें और एक विशाल क्वेश्चन बैंक बिल्कुल फ्री और अपनी सफलता की कहानी लिखें। लिंक डिस्क्रिप्शन में है। प्री एग्जाम ऐप स्मार्ट
since
तैयारी का
P
साथ।
and Q, these are the 2 points, they lie on which axis? फटाफट मुझे बताओ they lie on which axis? X axis, correct. X is equal to A, and X is equal to B. बराबर. So this P and Q, since it lies on the X axis, so we know that every point which lies on X axis, it has the Y coordinate 0. And since it has the Y coordinate 0, right, there is a point P whose coordinate is A comma 0. There is a point Q, okay, whose coordinates will be considered to be as B comma 0. बराबर. अब मुझे ये बताओ कि when you will see the diagram, बराबर है, the diagram it lies in the first quadrant, and the portion which has been shaded, वो एरिया हम लोग को फाइंड करना है. बराबर है. तो मुझे ये बताओ कि यहाँ पे कौन सा वैल्यू स्मॉलेस्ट होगा एंड कौन सा वैल्यू लार्जेस्ट होगा. when you talk about the term A and B, when you talk about the term A and B, बराबर. डायग्राम देखो जीरो के ओरिजिन के करीब कौन है ज्यादा? पॉइंट P, बराबर है. तो इसका मतलब A का वैल्यू स्मॉलेस्ट होगा. बराबर. तो इसका मतलब यहाँ पे क्या होगा जो स्मॉलेस्ट वैल्यू होगा ना स्मॉलेस्ट, it will be considered to be as the lower limit. yes, बराबर है. हरे कृष्ण, बराबर है. बराबर. एंड जो बी है that will be considered to be as the upper limit. याद रखना, the smallest value it will be the lower limit, the largest value it will be the upper limit. And now since you want to determine the area between the curve, area between the curve and x axis, you want to determine the area between the curve and x axis. You will get the area of the region PRSQ, PRSQ, which is equal to integral from A to B. इंटीग्रल फ्रॉम a to b y dx इंटीग्रल फ्रॉम a to b y dx क्या बोल रहा हूँ सबको समझो. So here in this case, if the what is the simple trick is the simple trick is whenever you want to determine the area between the curve and the x-axis, सब लोग बराबर ध्यान से सुनो, between the curve and x-axis तो याद रखना बड़ा हमेशा फॉर्मूला में आएगा बड़ा y वाला टर्म, y वाला टर्म बड़ा अपोजिट अपोजिट खेलना है, अपोजिट अपोजिट समझ में आ रहा है तुम लोग को. Whenever you want to find the area, what do you want to find the area beta? Area bola area between the curve and x-axis, between the curve and x-axis. So you have to consider beta y बराबर. अच्छा और मुझे बताओ कि you want to find the area beta between the curve and y-axis बटा तो फिर फॉर्मूला में कौन आएगा? कंप्लीटली बड़ा अपोजिट अपोजिट खेलना है. वेरी गुड हरे कृष्णा. एक्स आएगा बड़ा वहां पे. If you want to find the area between the curve and you want to find the area between the curve and x-axis तो y आएगा and between the curve and y-axis बोला तो फिर वहां पे बड़ा x आएगा. अच्छा फॉर्मूला में अगर बड़ा y आया y तो उसके बड़ा पीछू पीछू आएगा dx. कौन आएगा पीछू पीछू? dx. अपोजिट मीन्स बड़ा एकदम पूरा कंप्लीटली अपोजिट खेलने का. अपोजिट मीन्स इट इज पूरा बड़ा कंप्लीटली अपोजिट. समझ में आया तुम लोग को? समझ में आया मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ? और x अगर आया बड़ा x तो उसके पीछू पीछू कौन आएगा बड़ा? dy. कौन आएगा उसके पीछू पीछू? dy. अब तुम लोग सब लोग बड़ा यहाँ पे ये सोच रहे होगे कि सर लॉजिकली अगर फॉर्मूला में y है तो सर उसके पीछे पीछे तो dy आना चाहिए. तो सर dx क्यों? क्योंकि ये देखो बड़ा मैंने पहले ही बताया था कि y जो है बड़ा it will be expressed y जो है बड़ा it will be expressed in terms of x. मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ समझ में आया सबको? y जो है ना बड़ा y it will be बड़ा expressed in terms of x. तो अगर x आए तो उसके पीछे बड़ा इंटीग्रेट करने के लिए dx ही आना चाहिए. और जो x है ना बड़ा x वो लेटर ऑन बड़ा it will be expressed in the terms of y बड़ा. इसलिए x के बड़ा पीछू पीछू वहां पे क्या आना चाहिए? dy. क्या आना चाहिए पीछू पीछू? dy. समझा बड़ा सब लोग को? ये सब लोग बड़ा ट्रिक याद रखना. अच्छा फॉर्मूला बड़ा जिसने टिक किया ना बड़ा वो तुम लोग को बड़ा याद रखना है. ठीक है चलो नेक्स्ट फॉर्मूला नंबर 2. अब ये देखो द फॉर्मूला नंबर 2 द एरिया ए बाउंडेड बाय द कर्व. the area A bounded by the curve x is equal to g of y. The area A bounded by the curve x is equal to g of y and y axis. अब ये देखो फॉर्मूला में बड़ा यहाँ पे y axis आ गया. y axis and the bounded between the lines y is equal to c and y is equal to d is given by. तो मैंने तुम लोग को जैसे बताया था बड़ा ऐसे ही एग्जैक्ट होगा सेम टू सेम. डायग्राम की तरफ देखो. This is the curve whose equation is बड़ा x is equal to g of y. बराबर है. The equation of the lines are given as y is equal to c and y is equal to d. बड़ा सब लोग ग्राफ देखो और मुझे फटाफट बताओ कि from this given graph, from this given diagram, क्या लगता है which will be the smaller value? Correct, C. And but what will be the lowest array? What will be the highest value?